Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. Thank you for tuning into this video. Today I want to talk about something that has been very prevalent in my life for a very long time. I would say since I was about 10, 12 is like the earliest memories I have of being overweight, struggling with controlling my eating, not really getting outside and exercising or exercising a lot in any way. I've kind of dealt with like anxiety and depression my whole life, and that has kind of prevented me from really putting myself out there and maybe joining group activities, getting into sports like people do in high school or middle school. And so I've never really been active. I've always walked a lot. I like walking. But other than that, I'm not a gym person. Again, like having all them people around while I'm working out is like kind of not my thing. I'm trying to work on that. I want to talk about over the last year, I've lost about 35 pounds. And it's been a slow process. It's not something I wanted to just jump right into like I have in the past. You know, I've done all these crash diets where I've lost a bunch of weight in a short amount of time and then I gain it back and then it's not really sustainable. This is kind of the first time I feel like my weight loss is sustainable because I've did it over a long period of time. I mean, like, losing 35 pounds in a year is not fast by any means. It's very slow, but that has benefited me a lot. I want to go through some tips that have really helped me this past year. My obsession over food and my obsession over weight loss and just things that have helped me come to terms with and give some tips that would maybe help you as well. A lot of people struggle with this. A lot of people have trouble keeping the weight off once they've lost it. I wanted to make this video because I really sat down and thought about what made this time different. Like, what felt different about it? Because throughout my life, for like the last 25 years, really, it's like, that's crazy to say, but I have dealt with body image problems and thinking I need to be a certain weight, I need to be a certain size, I have to fit into certain clothes. I've set goals for myself in the past and not met them, just gave up, just quit before I saw results. And like I said, I had to really sit down and think about this. What was the real difference this time? So let's get into it. This first thing is going to sound maybe a little strange to people. The first thing that I did that was different this time was, and this might sound counterintuitive to what you've been told in the past, like every other video, every other article you've read, every other thing you've seen on the internet, I did not set a goal for myself. I did not. To tell you the truth, it was a funny way of me getting into it. I didn't really think about it. I think I came to a point in my life thinking, this is ridiculous. I am a grown woman. I have lived my life with this thing hanging over me, and it's time to stop. It's like, it's time to stop. Like, why am I obsessing over food all the time? Why am I constantly thinking about food all the time? Like, why? And to tell you the truth, I don't know why. It just has always been this way, and I don't know why. And I know that's probably not helpful, but it's the truth. The thing is, I just kind of after I came to this epiphany, if you want to call it that, I kind of just let go of this thing I had with food, with sugar. Like, I love sweets. I love cakes, I love cookies, brownies, cheesecake, whatever. I love sweets. I would rather eat sweets all day than eat a meal. I finally came down to this mindset of, what am I doing? I don't know why or how, but I did. I stopped. Like, the first thing I did is I cut out sugar. I cut out all sugar except one thing. I stopped eating, like, sweets, but I did keep having, like, 1 cup of coffee a day with creamer in it. Like, full sugar creamer. I didn't do the sugar free and all that. Like, that messes up my stomach. I can't do all that sugar free stuff. It just bothers my stomach. I can't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna have, that's my treat. 1 cup of coffee a day with creamer. And that kind of satisfied my sweet tooth. And I drank it over like a long period of time, like a couple hours. Like, I'm not the kind of person that just chugs coffee, like gets a coffee and just downs it. Like, it takes me a long time to kind of drink 1 cup of coffee. So that's one thing that really helped me. I don't want to say I need sugar, but I kind of do, to really give myself a fighting chance of making this work. Because this is like, you always hear that thing about a lifestyle change. And that's what you have to make it. You can't just completely cut out every single thing. Then you're just gonna want it. You're just gonna want it and crave it. And if you keep telling yourself you can't have it, then it's not gonna work. So I allowed myself that treat every day. And that was all the sugar I had. And it worked. It worked for me. I'm like, I stopped craving other sugar. I stopped craving like brownies and cookies. I'm like, this is what I'm gonna have, and it worked. Another thing is, like I just said, do not cut out all food, like a bunch of different food groups. Once you do that, it's just gonna cause this reaction in your brain to just want everything. You know, I ate everything in moderation. If I wanted a piece of pizza, I'd have a slice or two, and that's it. If I wanted pasta, I'd have like a little bowl of pasta. I wouldn't like start stuffing myself like I did in the past. Like, I started eating slower. Like, I used to eat so fast. And why, I don't know. But something that helped me also was I would eat my veggies first. A lot of times to get more like protein, I would have like cottage cheese with my meal. And I would always eat the veggies and cottage cheese first. And then I would eat the veggies, the cottage cheese, and the protein. So if like I had chicken, I would eat those 3 things first, and like the potatoes or the pasta for last. Sometimes I would eat those things in between. But for the most part, I would eat those three things first. So then you kind of fill up on like the good things. That really just kind of helped me like not overeat, because I was really full of like the protein and the vegetables. It was like, it'd make me feel really full. So then, you know, I wouldn't feel like I want to eat more. I didn't weigh myself like every week like I have in the past. Like, I would weigh myself once a month. Some months I would lose like 4 or 5 pounds, and some months I would lose like a pound or less. Like, your body fluctuates every day. So it's not healthy to like weigh yourself every day or even like every week. And I didn't get discouraged if I like only lost maybe 1 pound in a month. I would just like say, okay, you know, maybe I'm overeating a little bit. Maybe I'm not exercising much. For the next month, I'm gonna like rein it in. Then I'd do that and I'd lose more weight. And another thing that helped me was walking. After work, I would get out of work and I would walk at least like an hour or something. Just, light walk or maybe a little jog. Or like on my days off, I would walk a little longer, like maybe a couple hours or whatever. Like get out, get some fresh air. And I know not everybody, can do that. They don't have that much time, but just like maybe 15-30 minutes, that's fine. Like just get out there, do something. Maybe if you don't have a lot of time, go out and do some jumping jacks. Get your heart beat up. And I would go for walks after dinner. Like a lot of times in the past, I would eat dinner and I'd be like, oh, I need something sweet after dinner. But this time I didn't do that. I'd be like, you know what? I just ate dinner. I'm gonna go outside, go for a walk. Now, where I live, that's not always an option because it snows and I don't really like the snow. I hate the cold. Do a little light exercise in the house, jog in place, walk in place or something. Like just get up, do something, kind of gets your mind off of it. That is one thing that has really helped me, like when it gets warm, when it gets nice out, I go outside and I walk. I try to get out as much as I can. I'm tired, I don't want to do anything, but I kind of force myself to do it. I'm like, oh, it's sunny out, it's warm weather. Get out there and do something. Even if it's just like half an hour, just get out in the fresh air. And then most of the time I would stay out for longer, if I had time. Something else you hear all the time is getting enough sleep. And you may roll your eyes and say, oh, everyone says that. But it is so true. When I do not get enough sleep, when I go to bed like super late and have to get up really early, I can tell, like my body is tired. I feel tired and I feel more hungry. Like I would look at a piece of food, be like, oh, I want that. I want to eat that. Even if I'm not hungry. Like it's just like as soon as I see food when I'm tired, I'm like, oh, I need that. I want that. I want to eat that. It's like harder for me to resist eating something when I'm tired. When I'm not tired, when I'm like, I've got enough sleep, I can kind of just be like, I don't want that. Go about my day. Like maybe pay attention to things like that. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to like, there are certain like trigger foods. It doesn't happen all the time. When I eat pasta, that is one thing I can just eat and eat and eat. And after I eat pasta, I want something sweet. And sometimes I will eat something sweet after. Like that is one thing, like sometimes I can't control myself when I eat pasta. I've learned that about myself, so I kind of limited eating pasta. Or like when I make it, I kind of make a smaller portion. So I'm like, oh, I can only eat this much because I only have this much. Like I don't have leftovers in the pan and be like, oh, I'm just gonna go into the kitchen and just freaking eat the whole thing out of the pan till it's gone, and then stuff myself and then feel terrible. Because a lot of the times I will make a little extra and I'll have like leftovers for lunch the next day, or I will eat it for dinner again the next day. So just figuring out those things for yourself, like listening to your body, like really observing what is happening. I've also gotten to drinking like sparkling water. Like I've always drank a lot of water anyway, but sometimes you just get bored with it and you want to drink something else. And there are so many good like sparkling water brands, like Bubbly or Waterloo, and they have so many different flavors to choose from. I love trying all the different flavors, and that just really helps me if I feel like, oh, I want something, like I want a pop, or I want a juice, or I want something sugary. Sometimes I'll just have one of them waters, some flavored waters, and it'll help me like not want that anymore. I'm like, oh, I drank this and now like I kind of forget about wanting the other thing. It doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes, if I really crave something and I try something else and it doesn't work, I'll let myself have like a little tiny bit of it. Like I'll just pour myself like a little tiny glass and I'll drink it. And most of the time that's good enough. I'll be like, okay, that's it. Like I just wanted a taste of it and that's it, and I was fine. There are other days where that doesn't work. But another tip is to really forgive yourself when you overeat. Like, don't think, oh, this is over now, I'm done, like I just ruined it, I just like ruined the day, like everything, nothing works. Like, don't get into that spiral. And again, that is very hard sometimes, but I've gotten into this mindset of, okay, I overate. Maybe I did have some sweets that day. Maybe I did have a brownie, ice cream. I overate. Maybe I did like finish all the pasta in the pan when I shouldn't have. And now I feel terrible. But then, like, go outside for a walk. Do an activity. Do something that'll make you feel better about yourself. And then tomorrow's a clean slate. Just like, try your best from the beginning of the next day and don't worry about what you did the day before. Every day is a fresh new start, and don't worry about what happened in the past, like yesterday or last week, or just kind of think of it, just kind of look to the future and just worry about this moment and what you're doing in this moment, how you can stay on track in this moment. Sometimes you feel like you're not making any progress, but I promise you, if you keep doing it, it may take like 3 months, it may take 6 months, but sometimes like you don't have any progress and then all of a sudden the weight just falls off. Like you're not seeing any progress, and one day you look in the mirror and you're like, how did this happen? All you do is you step on the scale and you see the number on the scale. Maybe it didn't go down that much, but sometimes it's not always about the number on the scale. It's about how you feel. If you like just walk or exercise, your body will start to change. You'll start to see more definition, like sometimes in your hips or in your stomach or in your face. Everyone loses weight differently. Some people lose weight in their face last. Some people lose weight in their face first. Pay attention to how your body feels and not a number. Because there are times like I'll step on a scale and it says like I've lost like 1 pound. But my body feels good. I can see changes in my body because I walk, or maybe I'm exercising more that month. Maybe I'm starting weights, and it's like you can just see it in your body, but maybe not necessarily on the scale. Just keep going, keep trying. Every day do something. Even if you don't see it, it'll catch up with you. Sometimes I do have those days where I just feel extra hungry that day. There are days where I just want to eat everything in sight. Keep fruit in the house. I've always loved fruit. I do have fruit in the house all the time, but I've had those days where all day I just feel hungry. This might be contrary to what you've also heard in the past, but this is just something that has helped me and has been more sustainable in my weight loss. Is if I feel one of those days like I just want something, I just want to eat, have like an apple with some like peanut butter or something. Have like some grapes. Have some fruit. Like, don't go out and binge on cookies and cakes and whatever. Have a little protein like peanut butter. Have some cottage cheese, or like have some cheese with crackers, or cheese with like some turkey or lunch meat or something. Every day is a journey. Every day is like hard in its own way, and it's not realistic for you to just cut everything out and just have like every day is perfect. Every day, like, oh, I don't want to eat that today. Oh, I'm feeling fantastic today. I ate so perfectly. I had a salad, I had my fruit, I had my vegetables. Like, there are some days where you just want something because maybe you're stressed, nothing's going right. You just feel like you want something, you need it. Sometimes I have a little Nutella. Like, I have incorporated that. Like, sometimes I haven't, over time I incorporate a little bit of things. Like, I'll eat an apple with a little bit of peanut butter, a little bit of Nutella. And that kind of helps my craving. Like, maybe some days I do want chocolate. Maybe something I do want a little sweet, but just a little bit, you know? And that kind of satisfies that sweet tooth I have. Because it's not realistic that you're just not going to crave anything. You're not going to have those days where you just want to eat everything in sight. You just want to binge everything. It's just, everyone has those days, and sometimes you just, even if you're not hungry and you just want to eat something, sometimes you can just do it. So just have a little something, have a little bit of something, and it most likely will curb your craving. Or go out for a walk. And I do have those slumps during the day that sometimes, like around 2-3 o'clock, I'll just get like so tired, I'll get into a slump. And sometimes I will make like a protein smoothie or like protein shake. I'll get like a vanilla or chocolate protein powder. I'll put like some yogurt in there, some fruit, maybe some peanut butter, or like maybe a little chocolate. Having like kind of healthier snacks during the day when you are feeling in a slump, and making sure you're getting enough protein. Like, eat a protein-filled breakfast, or if you don't eat breakfast, eat a protein-filled lunch. That will help you feel fuller for longer. And you'll stop kind of thinking about food all the time. If you feel really full, I find that I stop really wanting food. This may sound silly, but be kind to yourself. I really believe like the words that you speak to yourself and to the world really shapes your view. If you're always negative and thinking, oh, nothing good ever happens to me, like my life is so hard, like everything is so hard, nothing works out, that mindset really messes with your mental health, and it kind of puts you in that feel like that's true, which is, you know, there are so many things to be grateful for. No matter who you are, where you are in your life, there are always things that you can be grateful for. And I've struggled with that in the past. Like I said, I've had anxiety and depression, and I've had those thoughts of like, my life is so terrible. Like nothing works out. Oh, I hate my job. I don't have any money. I don't have any friends. I can't do anything. Like, and those are like very negative things to think every single day. And I think that really puts a lot of people in a depression or in a funk. I know there are different severities of depression, anxiety, you know. Some people have it worse than others. I have really tried to wake up and be grateful. You know, I have a roof over my head. I have a job, even though, you know, I don't want to go to work every day. But I have a job. I make money. I can pay my bills. I have a car. I can pay my car insurance. I can pay my car bill. Like, I have these things. You know, you don't want bills, but I'm grateful that I have a job where I can pay for things that I want. You know, I can pay for food. I don't have to worry about not having enough food because I have a job. A lot of people worry about like their next meal, and I've never had that problem. I've been very lucky. I've never had to worry about ever not having a meal. It's kind of weird to frame weight loss in that way of like, I don't know, like a strange problem to have where it's like, oh, I'm obsessed with food. Why can't I lose weight? But then there are people that don't have any food, that don't have anything. That's kind of like a weird thing to think about also. I've been listening to like a lot of podcasts, kind of self-help things, and like thinking about, you know, I am so lucky to be living this life that I have. Because there's a lot of people worse off than me that don't have anything. And it's just like, oh, I'm obsessed. I think that's kind of something that in the last couple years I've went on this journey of self-discovery. And so that's another thing that's really helped me this last year of like realizing like, and I think that's really helped me with my depression in a way of just being grateful for what I have and where I'm at and where I've been. Like, I've thought about, like, where I've been in the past. I've been so down. Like, there are times I've just been down in a hole for months and I can't get out of it. And, like, my mental state has been, like, so terrible. Things going on in my life. I think that's another thing, now that I think about it, has really changed my perspective on this weight loss thing. I'm very lucky. And I don't need to obsess over food. I don't need to obsess over anything. Like, let it go. Like, let it go. I don't know if that makes sense. You can let me know in the comments, like, does any of this make sense? Like, do you feel any of this? Have you ever felt any of what I'm feeling? Has any of this ever helped you? Like, what has helped you? Like, maybe overcome some obstacles in your life. Like, either it's weight loss or losing somebody or going on a self-discovery journey. Like, getting my mind right. Like, there's been so many times in my life I'm just like, where I've been jealous of what other people have, and why don't I have that? Why am I not skinny? Why am I not able to fit into these clothes? There have been times in the past where I have no money at all to do anything, and I was scared about, like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to pay my car bill. So many things, right? And this has kind of gone off the rails, I guess, a little bit of what I want to talk about, but it's all kind of connected in a way. Like all our thoughts, everything we do, the reason why we do things, the reason why we react to things in a certain way is all connected. It's all like a mental state. And sometimes, like I said, my mental state has not been the best for a lot of my life. And it has caused me to make decisions that have not been healthy in all areas of my life. This is all to say, like, sometimes to fix one problem, you have to look at the whole picture. Because just changing one thing sometimes just isn't enough. Sometimes you have to look at your life and you have to change everything. And that takes a long time to do. Like, you can have little small goals, changing one thing at a time. Like, oh, I'm going to work on this, and then I'm going to work on this, and it all kind of, in the end, it works itself out. But that is something that I have really come to terms with, that I think has really helped me, is really working on myself and really thinking about why I do the things I do and why I have this mindset and why I think the things I think. It's all connected. It's all connected. Everything is connected when you think about it. Maybe just try and work on yourself in all areas of your life, and it will fall into place. It's not gonna be quick. It's not gonna be easy. But I think slow and steady is the best. That's how it's sustainable. It really is. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope this video has made sense. I had this idea in my head of what I want to talk about, and sometimes I go off the rails a little bit, but I think it's all connected. Let me know. Yeah, subscribe if you want more of my videos. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Like what has helped you with your weight loss journey, or your journey of life and self-discovery and wellness. Again, thank you for watching. See you next time.